Welcome to Fort Fun Friday Facts, better known as Mark and Brandy Aspinall. I thought you were going to take over there. Mark and Brandy Aspinall, Living Colorado Elite Team with Berkshire Hathaway Colorado Real Estate. Welcoming you to another edition of Fort Fun Friday Facts, where we bring you fantastic upcoming events or news about the Northern Colorado area. What else?
Or Colorado sometimes.
Or general Colorado.
General Colorado, if it's, worthy of this.
If it's worthy.
Of this live.
We go through extensive checklists of checks and balances to see what news stories are worthy, what events are worthy, and what are not. I kid you not.
Worthy. Is it worthy of our 3 followers?
So something local, real estate related, and then the most ridiculous news you've hopefully heard this week.
Yeah. So weather here, huh? First of all,
oh my gosh,
it's so beautiful.
I love it.
I love it. So it was in the 90s, 100s. It was blistering hot, and then all of a sudden today it's outside. If you live in northern Colorado, it's in the 60s. I think.
Look at that. I know you see the ring light, but I mean, it's cloudy, it's windy, it's rainy, it's fantastic.
It is, and it's warm. It's like warm, right? It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I
love it.
I love it. You can drive with the windows down. It's fantastic.
Which, usually the sun is nice and bright coming through the windows, and it's obviously a little bit darker today. However, I'll take it. I don't care.
Absolutely. And what's great about that is tomorrow is the annual Tour de Fat.
I'm glad the stand didn't fall over.
I know. We get this little. It's a mini
We're
stand.
in a new office, so we didn't bring our big ring light stand. It's just a little desk stand.
It's a little baby
if we
one.
hit the desk too hard, it might fall over. So we'll see.
Hi, Brian. Mwah. So, so tomorrow, Tour de Fat. If you guys don't know what Tour de Fat is, it is a bike parade of chaos and funny, beautiful. I don't know how to describe it, but New Belgium.
Take Mardi Gras, make it PG, and put them on bicycles, and there you go, Tour de Fat.
Tour de Fat.
Yeah.
So people are working really hard, getting their bikes ready, getting their costumes ready, and headed out tomorrow for Tour de Fat. It starts at City Park. And at 9:30 and goes all the way down mountain, around the corner, and down to New Belgium Brewery. Mm-hmm. So the festivities end at 11:30, if you will, for the tour of all the bike funness. And then New Belgium opens at 11 and stays open until 7 p.m. It's an entire day type of a festival funness. I mean, dogs.
Can't guarantee the PG will continue once they get to New Belgium.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And dogs, cat. They bring out, they dress up everything. You never know what you're going to get with Tour de Fat, and it is so fun to kind of go get it, but get parking early if you want to go see it, and you can just kind of look up where they start around City Park and down mountain if you want to park around mountain and just don't get in trouble with ticketing.
Yeah.
Look at the signs, because they will ticket you tomorrow. If you are in a non-parking zone, watch those signs, because they'll be out in droves ticketing if you're not in the
if you're in the parking garages, make sure you're paying.
Yeah, and since it's supposed to be good weather and cloudy, it might rain a little bit, but it's a day ahead. The storm came in a day ahead. So it's supposed to kind of clear up by midnight tonight and then be a nice morning. So it will be cool and nice and fun, and which is perfect weather for Tour de Fat.
Perfect.
Fort Collins.
Fantastic. We're maybe going? We'll see.
We'll see. We have family coming into town, so we'll see what they want to do. It's a good day. So yeah, bike parade, Tour de Fat. Moving on. Speaking of Tour de Fat, there's no real good segue.
Speaking of Tour de Fat, the housing market is fat. No, we actually...
And tours are on the move.
We actually have some good news for buyers and sellers, and it feels like a lot of times we're trying to skew one way or the other of hey, it's good for sellers, but yay, buyers. No, there's actually some good news on both sides. So We'll do first for sellers. The median home price in Larimer County is actually up. It's actually back to 2022 pre-hike of interest rates. So we're returned there. So average Larimer County price point for both attached and detached is $565 right now. So good news for home sellers. You still have, you haven't lost equity in your home. I know that's always a big concern for a lot of home sellers is, have I lost equity? No, it's going to come back. You just had to give it a little time. And here we are. We're back.
Yeah, which is super, super exciting. You kind of closed all that. Days on market right now.
I didn't do
so
days on market.
Days on market is 43 days. And what days on market means is from listing to under contract to closed. So full days on market through the entire process of selling a home is at 43 days. So that's good news.
Yeah, and that's going to be very specific to different areas, different types of houses. You'll have those new builds that have been on the house for
on the market
for 100 some days. Sorry, there is a guy that was dancing on a little tree. The joys of being out of the home and back in an office and watching
with big windows
by.
watching.
Amazing.
Okay.
Anyway, so you have some of those new construction homes that are on the market for 100 some days. You have the other homes that are in a pristine neighborhood that are just people are waiting for that go under contract in 3 days. Everything in between.
Yep. So good news in Larimer County. The national averages, if you look at the national averages from NAR, they're a little different. However, Colorado in its specific has always maintained a stronger market than national average. So that's one great thing about Colorado, Larimer County, Weld County, the northern Colorado area has usually maintained and or does not hit the lows that the rest of the country hit and bounces back pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, yay!
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh, what was the last? There's one other thing. Oh, homes for sale. We're actually back at a pretty good number. Now, some of that is homes aren't necessarily going under contract as quick as they were. Buyers are being a little more choosy, but for you buyers out there, we are now back in Larimer County, back to levels of homes on the market that we were back in July almost of 2020. So, we had an extreme low there for a while, and we're getting back to a more healthy number of listings than we have been in a while.
Yeah, so if you are wanting to see where you qualify, what it looks like, make a plan. I know we are talking with some individuals who are even making a plan for 2024. And so that would be great just to, Mark and I always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. Yeah. So you have to figure out, what you qualify for, maybe what you want to do. Let's explore some areas. Let's look at all different type of housing. Let's get you connected with a really good lender and just move you forward on that path if that's one of your dreams, if that's something you want to do. We're here for the entire process, and we bring in experts to surround you for those reasons. The other thing that Mark and I are doing right now as far as real estate goes is making sure that your insurance is covering the equity in your home. So if you do own a home and you've owned it for a while and your equity has increased in that home, you need to make sure you need to make sure that your insurance covers the updated equity in your home. Because if something happens to it and you go to claim insurance, well, you only have it insured for what you bought it for versus what it's worth today. So if you need help with that, reach out to us. We're just busy. It's a good thing.
The fire's
the
now
right word.
2 years removed almost.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people unfortunately found that out with the fires in the Broomfield area when those hit and spread through. Their homes were newer and they still didn't have enough coverage to fully rebuild because of how much stuff and how quickly stuff changes in Colorado. So there's
Protect a few
yourself.
things. Yeah, give us a call. There's a few other tips and tricks that we have to make sure you're protecting your equity, or if you want to research some different things on your property, or just give us a call. We could go on about this stuff.
Should we start a whole new trend for us of, Parks and Rec, they had the treat yourself. Instead of that, protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Want a pool in the backyard? Protect yourself.
What was this?
Something ridiculous was going to have to happen at some point. We all knew that was coming.
So, on ridiculous side, since we started down the ridiculous, Mark has some updated news for us coming to you from all across the country and sometimes international, depending on where he finds it. It is time for the news.
The news.
Mark Aspinall bringing it to you from UPI, I'm sure.
From UPI.com.
Absolutely.
Always has some great stuff. Been a little hard to find some good stories recently, but today I actually had to cut back. So we are focusing on 2 states, and when I say the name of the state and then the story, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like that story has to take place in that state.
Okay.
So the first one.
Give it to us.
The first one is a certain meat company celebrated its 75th anniversary by making the world's longest meat stick. What state was this? Well, Wisconsin, because why wouldn't you? So Wenzel's Farm teamed up with a South Carolina-based company to create the world's longest meat stick that measured 314 feet. No doubt this was showcased at the fair, which for Wisconsin, the fair's a big deal.
The fair's a big deal still.
State fair, county fairs, big deal.
Yeah.
Everybody goes out for them. Was it? Who has the? I want to say Wisconsin has had the cow made of butter, but I know they're not the only state that has done that, where life-size cow made completely of butter. So that's what we do at the fair. We go and we eat because, well, there you go. The meat stick, after it was announced to be the new world record, was then cut into portions and served to the attendees at the company's anniversary celebration. So everybody got to eat a piece of the meat stick.
So it was showcased at the fair for a few days. And then they brought it back.
Well, and I'm just guessing it was it might not have even ever gone to the fair. I'm just assuming it did because why wouldn't you?
Because you're serving it to people? So if it's at the fair and then you...
I didn't actually watch the Facebook video, so if you go on UPI and watch it...
Well, aren't you going to put a link to it?
We'll link it afterwards.
Yeah,
you can watch this full video. It's an impressive stick of meat. This next story, I'm going to reverse it. So we are going now to Florida.
Ooh, Florida.
So
How
many
is
good
that
stories
reversing
that come
it?
from... I'm going to give you the state first before I give you the story.
Oh, okay. All right.
From Florida, the fire department got an interesting call from a concrete company reporting an animal in distress. This animal is a raccoon. The raccoon was not only stuck in a tree, but he was stuck in a tree with a jar on his head. Yeah. Do you get any more Florida than that? Apparently, Ricky the raccoon got a peanut butter jar caught on his head, mostly eaten. I like to swivel in my chair.
I know,
It's
but you're
driving
making me...
nuts. There you go. I'll move over here. Got
You're
a peanut butter
probably
jar
making them-
stuck on his head. Well, they'll get over it. I'm not used to having a moving chair during these. And my chair doesn't typically move. So anyway, Ricky the raccoon got his head stuck in a peanut butter jar and then found himself stuck in a tree. Sources have not confirmed or not whether his head was stuck between branches in a tree, but I would like to think that they were.
Yeah. So it's like inside, outside, upside down?
Inside, outside, upside down.
Thank you, Dr. Seuss. So with that, he was inside a jar, up in a tree, possibly upside down?
Possibly upside down. The good news is it looks like he finished the peanut butter.
Oh,
jar.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go.
And how did they get him out of said jar?
I don't know. Fire department. I didn't care about that part.
We'll have
of
to
the
ask
story.
my brother-in-law, since he is the chief battalion of Phoenix, how you would get...
Yeah, give us
Hey.
we stick a ladder in a tree and go get it.
He's going to
Actually,
say something like that.
They use a platform to go up and get them. and then place them in a safe carrier and turn them over to animal control.
Well, is the raccoon, did they give him a name?
Ricky.
Ricky?
Yeah, I said it like 4 times.
Okay, Ricky.
Ricky
Oh,
the
yeah, right
raccoon.
there, Ricky.
Ricky the raccoon.
I'm totally paying attention as you swivel in your chair.
It's
So,
driving me nuts. It's almost like clicking a pen.
he does this.
It's like music to my ears.
It drives me crazy. So Ricky, the raccoon,
Ricky the raccoon.
yeah, was there any medical, like,
There's
did
nothing
veterinary?
else to the story. I don't know why you're trying to drag it out.
Because it's a raccoon. It's Ricky. So, word of advice to all you raccoons out there.
Bonus video. I'll also put the link of the 2-headed snake on
Ooh,
the post as well.
is that from my mom?
No,
Because she doesn't like snakes at all.
no, it's just
She hates
I
it.
found it. It's
Oh, okay.
interesting. It's ugly because it's not. They call it a 2-headed snake, but it's really more like 2 faces on one head because they don't have like separate necks. It's like it's gross. So you can see it.
Does a snake have a neck?
I mean, it's part of its body, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of as a neck. But I think
Okay.
I think a 2-headed snake. I think it could be like come up here and I'd be like, boo.
Well, there you have it, folks. That is all for Fort Fun Friday Facts, better known as Mark and Brandy Aspinall with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Colorado Real Estate. We are the Living Colorado Elite team up in Northern Colorado, serving all of your real estate needs.
Is it nap time?
It is.
'Cause
It's nap time.
That sounded exhausting coming.
We will see you guys Monday.
For Monday Morning Mindset, better known as.
Mmm.
Have a great weekend.